Central Illinois, the Peoria Richwoods Knights told us they were going to the Pekin Holiday Tournament with one goal: to win it. Tonight, Peoria Richwoods is the Pekin Tourney champ. The last two teams flashing on the Pekin Tourney board: Peoria Richwoods, Chicago Mount Carmel.
Hey, let's take the chip home.
Let's take the chip home, and they would. Amarion Smith-Holly was just dynamite all tournament. He drives for a bucket here, then delivers the bounce pass to Tony Bradford. Richwoods racing out to a 10-point lead. Smith-Holly on his way to the tourney MVP was doing chin-ups at Dottie Hawkins Gymnasium, but in the second half, Richwoods fell behind by 4 when they had a lot of players step up. Conte Pollard, a huge three right in front of his coach. Then Smith-Holly to Anthony Moore. Moore, a big three-point play to put Richwoods on top. Tony Bradford hit a big three, and then this beautiful floater. And Richwoods is going to hang on to win it. Davion McClendon, their big man, made a couple of big plays defensively and offensively. A rebound, put back, that's the dagger. Peoria Richwoods is the tourney champion, 61-54. What a week for the Knights.
They did. They showed a lot of fight, a lot of grit, just being on bounce back. We were on 2-game losing streak before we got here. And both of those games we were up big, and then we came down and lost. So this was good to stay up big in some games and keep finishing.
What was the key to winning it?
Defense. We struggled in the first half, and then we came back out second half, went crazy, locked in on defense.
Congrats to the Knights and Jeff Stoner, tourney MVP Amarion Smith-Holly. Washington won the best hustle cleaning the court. Look at this team effort to mop up the court after a timeout. Washington had a great tournament. Lou Kaminsky, 3 of his game-high 19 for Washington in their third-place game with Springfield. Later, fellow senior Dean Davidson from way outside for 3. Then all-tourney pick James Johnson gets the friendly roll, but in a very competitive game, it's going to be Springfield taking third place, 64-57. Washington takes 4th. The Morton Potters did not defend their Pekin title, but Morton did beat number 1 seed Chicago Simeon last night, and then number 2 seed Chicago Leo today. Jude Zeller delivers the bounce pass to Colin Burns for a bucket. And then Potter baseball star Owen Adams with the baseball pass to Tommy Krupa. Tommy gave the Potters great play off the bench. Zeller was terrific. Watch Jude Zeller, the geometrical bounce pass. I don't know how he got that through to Burns. Each had 10 points in the game. Owen Adams is then going to hit a 3, and then it's our favorite Potter rhyme, McKee for 3. Alex McKee on his way to the tourney MVP is going to drop in a 3 right here. He had 19, and the Potters wrap up a pretty good tournament, taking 5th place. Champion night is still going on at the 94th annual Pontiac tournament. DePaul Prep playing Bennett Academy right now for the title. Peoria Manual playing Lockport in their final Pontiac tourney game, and they got off to a great start. Reggie Postlewaite's going to find Jaquan Brown for the bucket along the baseline. Then it's going to be Josh Humbles drilling a 3. He's ready to catch and shoot, and he'll fire in a 3. Later, Reggie Postlewaite's going to score on the baseline, but it's not enough. Lockport beats Peoria Manual by a score of 64-49. Here's the Postlewaite jumper. We got the Jim Dandy coming up next.